Business with a servant's heart. Welcome to the podcast. Inspiration, motivation takes. Listen to the podcast. We're all about to talk about life. Our guests will share their life story. We want you to success in life and business. We're ready and we will start shortly. We're gonna talk about life. We're going to speak on business. You're gonna shine bright. We are going to witness. Business with a servant's heart. With hosts Steve, Ramona, and Ray. Inspiration, education talks. Listen to the podcast.
One. Welcome, everyone, to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart podcast. I'm your host, Steve Ramona. I was going to say thrilled, but I'm more fired up for you to join us today because when you bring a guest on that really wants to serve people, and we're going to serve you through writing a book, having your own book, having that legacy. We'll talk about that a little bit too, because I know a book is a legacy. I have some friends that have passed away that their book is still being sold after, and probably even more so. We also dedicated this podcast to our guests teaching you in your business and life how to do a servant's heart, how to be involved, how to make an impact and change in your life. This is not learning how to write a book, but what kind of impact can you make with that book? I want you to think about that. Also, too, our guests are going to motivate you, inspire you, educate you on that servant's heart, why it works so well. And I get to do it every day. Guys and girls, it's the greatest feeling in the world when you're able to help somebody. I helped the guests today with a couple tips. It's the best currency in the world. I also want to thank our sponsor, Pantheon. Imagine being part of a large entrepreneur group of people building a thought leader platform to impact, change the world, and help you grow your business. For more information, there'll be a link in the show notes, and you can reach out to me and get you all that information. Let's jump in the show and welcome our guest. Clara, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here.
I want to start with legacy, because that to me is one of the powerful things of the book. What's your thoughts on that?
So legacy is actually one of the things that I really enjoy about what I do. Everyone has a story, right? Everyone has something to say. Everyone needs a book. That's just a given. I think everyone needs a book. But legacy means I can leave something behind for future generations, right? In our household, we're wanting to leave a legacy in several ways, right? We want to leave a faith legacy, right? We're faith-based people. We want to leave a legacy of our faith. We want to leave generational wealth behind, right? So that someday, somewhere down the road, somebody says, we have this life because, Nana and Papa did X, right? And the same thing is true with your book. Somewhere down the road, and it's kind of fun even at this point in life to experience seeing one of my grandchildren who are now adults say, my Nana wrote that. This is my Nana. See that TV show right there? That's my Nana right there. So we are already leaving a legacy, and we're not even gone yet. But leaving your words of wisdom or your love or your passion or, who the essence of who you are behind, that's legacy. And I think we all should strive to leave a legacy so that, we're making a difference in the future as well.
What's the inspiration and motivation to inspire people to write books to be better leaders?
So, of course, if you've seen me at all, if you ever heard me anywhere, you'll hear me say a book is a tool. A book is a tool. A book is a tool, right? Our book is just a tool to do something. And in leadership is about saying to the people who you want to follow you, I am worth following. Let's go this direction, right? Come with me this way, right? So you're partnering with them and headed in a certain direction. And I think there's no stronger way than having your book.
Yeah, and it's the cool thing about legacy and the tool, which I love that word, I'm going to borrow it when I talk to people,
sure,
and share them with you, is it sits on a coffee table. Two things. One, I can go to it and go, I've got to read chapter 4. Clara wrote this about a book. Oh, okay. Because we need to read books over and over. But the other thing is it sits on the coffee table when the author dies. It's still there. They're still serving people. That's why I love what you do, because you're always serving people. But a first-time author, I've got a lot of leaders that are on this show, that listen to this show, entrepreneurs especially. How do we get started as a first-time author?
So I think it's really important to know why you're writing the book, right? It's a tool. So when I partner with people who are writing their very first book in particular, we go through a process. I call it the brainstorming blueprint, and it's about deciding in advance, okay, what is this tool going to do so that we create the right book, right? And then doing it in a systemized way to ensure that you get the book you want, right? It's literally creating a roadmap. It's a blueprint to get that. So say you're a carpenter or a contractor, you're not going to build a house without a blueprint, right? Because that's going to tell you where the pieces go and where they don't go, right? So you're going to know what it looks like before we start writing it. That's the brainstorming blueprint process, right? We want to know what it's going to look like before we build it. And so step one is to know what it is you're trying to create. And I highly recommend you find someone to help you, right? If you don't work with me, work with somebody to help you, because what you don't want is to create a book and then put it out to the world, which you could, self-publish, and then have it be an embarrassment, right? Poor grammar, poor structure, poor, you told the same story 4 times, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
So just make sure that you get someone to help you, especially with that foundational piece. So important.
Yeah. How does passion fit into this process?
Well, I'm a highly passionate person just in general
tell.
about things, right? I love what I do. I'm passionate about helping people have this is a dream for a lot of people to have a book, to be an author, right? Or the business ministry or cause, right, that they are building. They're often passionate about it. For me, those are the people that are making a difference in the world around them, right? Those people who have connected with what they're passionate about. And I would suggest that we even take it a step further, and it's not just passion, but it's purpose, right? We were created by our creator with a divine intention, right? We're created to do something specific. What I do, this is my purpose. This is my God-given purpose. I'm helping people share their story with the world, and therefore making a difference in the world around them. So passion is huge, huge.
And you brought impact back, which I knew you probably would during this show, because it's major. In an audience, impact is not, I got a million people read my book. People always think I'm gonna write a book and make millions. I think it's 1%.
Probably not.
Yeah. You don't take that out of your equation. If that's your whole idea, don't reach out to Clara. Don't reach out to anybody else.
Right.
That's not, they're
don't
not
do
gonna
it.
write your book. Yeah. It's not worth it. But the impact, especially your business, talk about the tool of the book. I've got a business, say a plumbing company, and I write a book about my passion about plumbing, let's say. How's that tool work for getting my business to grow a little bit?
So it's number one about exposure, right? First of all, it's about exposure, but you could go several ways as a plumber. So you could say, okay, I'm going to put together a book with plumbing basics for the DIY person, right? So then you put together a book that just gives them the basics. And then when you hit a certain point, well, if it's more complicated than this, call a professional, right? This is what you can manage on your own, but anything above that, you're really going to need some professional help. And then tips and tricks and tools along the way. Be sure that you turn off the garbage disposal before you stick your hand down there. I don't know whatever kinds of tips you would put in there, but right. That is a good tip, right? So it's just about creating a tool that gives you exposure, but also gives value, right? Because it's not just a look at me, right? Kind of thing. It's here's some value. I can make a difference in your world. I have a good example for you. So actually just today, I think the final approval went out for my new book, Consistency Matters, and it is a habit forming workbook. So it's a 90-day habit forming workbook for the savvy author. And this particular tool helps people to write consistently. So daily, they're going to put what they wrote about, and there's some other stuff in there as well. We talk a little bit about mindset and gratefulness, right? Gratitude is a big part of kind of what I preach, like my mantra. But it gets you consistently writing, and anything that we do consistently, our brain automates, right? So if we can do it consistently for 90 days, our brain will start to, hey, it's time to write. It's time to write. Right? So this is a good example of a tool that I created to use in my business. It's something I use with my authors, right? If you write 500 words a day, which to be honest is like 3 or 4 paragraphs, it's very small amount. If you wrote 500 words a day, 5 days a week for 13 weeks, you would have 32,000 words. You would have the size of an average business book, honestly. So in 13 weeks, we could have your business book written and you could be well on your way. In 6 months, you could be a published author of a good quality tool that you can use for your business, ministry, cause, or brand. And that's what I'm saying you need.
Yeah, and that's cool because if you want to do more and you do 1,000, of course, it shortens the timeline. You're just getting it's great. Yeah, if you want to do it faster and you're going to say, I'm going to take 14 weeks off and not work, or 7 weeks and just focus on this. I love that because it's a good timeline. But if you want to ramp it up, and maybe it takes 28 weeks, that's fine too. Get it on paper, and I love that. I love that.
Because only you know what you can do, right? The longest I've ever worked with a client, we took 18 months to get her book done. But she is a 9-figure earner. She's leading a massive, massive organization, very high level, very powerful woman. And her time is like just tight, right? And so we had to work around her schedule and it took us longer and she was okay with that, right? We planned the launch to come out at one of her events and it worked out beautifully, but it's so individual. The journey is your journey. Your journey to be an author is uniquely you. You want to take a month off work and write 8 hours a day, we could have your book done in a month, right? Yeah. But it's different for everybody. So that's, I think, one of the unique things about working with my company is that we individualize it for the person.
Yeah, I love that because you give it their time frame. It's not yours, it's theirs. And that's why they hired you.
Not my book.
Definitely not your book. We're blessed because your experience. You said you started in 2009 before the show. So it's 16 years. How has publishing changed?
Oh, so much. Oh my goodness. Literally anybody now can self-publish a book. Right? It's just been made so easy that anybody can do it. Now, that doesn't mean that you should do it on your own, right? Just because I think you could end up with something that you're not necessarily happy with. And while you can take it out of circulation after it's published, once those books are out in the world, you can't take that back, right? It's a forever thing. That book could live on forever for generations and your name's on it. So I'm just saying, right? The good thing is that lots of books are out there. The not as good thing is that some of them aren't great. And then of course the new, there's a people out there saying, oh, just let, Chat GPT write your book. And I'm like, no, don't do it.
Just a guide. It should only be a guide. That's it. If at all.
It's changed so much. And actually, I just noticed this the other day. Most of the tools out there now, if you're going to self-publish or hybrid publish, most of the publishing tools, if you have any of it, it says, is any portion of this generated by AI? And you have to disclose if anything came from AI. Now your book has that attached to it, that at least a portion of it was created by AI. We don't know what that means for the future, but for right now, I'm saying be careful that you don't, there are people out there preaching it. Oh, just let ChatGPT write your book. I'm saying don't do it. It's a bad idea. But
yeah, thank you. That's a great tip. And it's the wild, wild west right now because AI.
It is wild, wild west.
Everywhere. We're still trying to clear it out and figure it out.
Scary.
Yeah, it is. And thinking of AI, what's your thoughts on ebooks? Should it be a partner with your hard copy book, or do you not do it at all, or is it case to case?
I love ebooks, but not as your primary. I see too many people putting the primary out there as an ebook, and it actually prevents you from doing the selling that you want to do on your real book or your actual book, right? So I always recommend, let's get your book done. And then when your book is done and released out to the world, now let's convert it because it's a different format, right? So we have to convert the format. Let's convert it and make an ebook out of it. Now you have a secondary tool. Remember I said this is your book is a tool. So now that's something you can give people for very low cost as a thank you, right? If you purchase this package, coaching package, whatever, we'll give you a free copy of our ebook, or, our ebook for $2.99 or whatever. So then it just becomes a secondary tool. So now it does affect your royalties, just so you know.
Yeah. Okay. Good. See, that's why she's on here. She's an experienced, smart lady. I love it. How about, I've recently noticed people put trailers on their website. Hey, come read chapter 1 of my book before you buy it, or whatever they market as. How's that as a marketing tool?
I think anytime you're getting your face out there, it's good. Right. And anytime someone gets to hear your words, it's good. I think it could be really impactful. I don't know how, if people are getting their readers or potential readers to actually go watch it. I think it's really powerful if they can get them to do that, because number one, and this is not true in every publishing company, but I really focus on capturing the authentic voice of the author, right? So what should happen is someone should read your book and then say, oh my gosh, it was like sitting across the table having a conversation with you, right? It should sound exactly like you. So now if you can give your voice verbalized, right? Read your words out loud and have someone hear that and go, oh, this sounds like a good book. And then they get it. Now whose voice is in their head, right? As they're reading your book. Right. So as long as you've done a good job of capturing your voice, there's a congruency that happens there and you get a deep connection. So I think it can be a hugely powerful tool. It's about getting people to go watch the trailer. That's the trick.
And that's $1 million tip, because it should be about your voice, not about, I'm not going to write about Winston Churchill and have his words in. I don't know why I picked Winston Churchill. Oh, because I'm reading his book. That's why.
That could be.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought. Doesn't matter. When you do manuscripts, you talked about before the show how you edit and you're passionate about editing them. Talk about that process and focus.
So there's 3 phases to book creation. And that, of course, is just one of them. We have the brainstorm blueprint, which we talked about already, that foundational, strong beginning, the create and correct, which is the part where we do all the creation of the content, and the correcting, which is your editing. And then your publish and promote is the third phase. So in the create and correct, we're different in that I don't want you to create the entire book and then have us edit it, which has kind of been an industry standard for a lot of years. I want you to work on that first piece, because we've already predetermined, remember, we built this blueprint to follow. We know what's supposed to be in that chapter. Write that chapter. Let's get it edited, because something amazing happens when you go at your book from this perspective, right? You write chapter 1, your editor edits chapter 1, you see the edits for chapter 1, and you learn something. You learn, oh, I can't use the word that in every sentence, right? Or I can't put an em dash in every other sentence, right? Every sentence doesn't get an ellipsis, right? So you learn and grow as a writer, right? So chapter 2 is going to be a little cleaner. So by the time you get to chapter 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 or 12, when you're through with the process, working back and forth with your editor in that way, you are a much better writer. Cleaner, tighter, faster. You're a better writer by the end of the process. Much different than if you took a completed manuscript, gave it to an editor and said, edit my book, paid for them to edit your book. I'm saying there's a better way. And that's what I created, a better way.
So coming to the end, a couple questions. Publishing is the third arm of this, or third pillar, if you want to call it.
Yes.
What trends should people know about in publishing?
So I think the bottom line, the most money in your pocket is if you self-publish or you hybrid publish with a publisher who doesn't take part of your royalties, right? That's the most money in your pocket. If you self-publish or hybrid publish, depending on the company, of course, you have 100% control over the content that goes out. If you go with a traditional publisher, they have the final say on what goes out. You lose creative control at the end, right? Because they can say, nope, I don't want this to be in there. They can change your cover, remove pieces, right? They get creative control. So the author-centric, for me, what's best for the author is hybrid publishing, which is why I created Rosedale Publishing as a hybrid publisher, right? It is the best of both worlds. You have a publisher helping you do the thing, but you get all of the benefits of being a self-published author. You retain all of your rights, you retain all of your control, and you get all of your royalties in your pocket in the end. And that's the best for the author.
Such a great tip. Man, oh man, I've learned it. That's why I love doing podcast hosts, because I get to learn. You're teaching me today. I got notes like crazy.
I know. It's why I do a podcast.
It's why she does them. Speaking of podcasts, I'll segue into that real quick. Talk about your podcast. I'm excited for you, so tell us.
Okay. It's called Influence Matters. You can find it on Area 52 TV. Been doing it for about 8 years. This is my 8th year now. And it is a combination of interviewing people, just like we're doing here today. Anytime I meet somebody, I think, ooh, my audience would love to hear from this person, right? I'll have them as a guest on the podcast. That's probably about 50% of the time. The other 50% of the time, I'm teaching something. And of course, it's usually around books because that's the world that I live in, right? But it's all about influence because influence matters, right? Your influence matters. What you have to say matters in the world around you. So we talk about influence every week, or have an author that, or a guest that talks about influence, how they're making a difference in the world. That's the show.
It's a great show. That's what I wanted to make sure you talk about, because it does. I don't care if you're influencing a little baby or a dog or a $1 billion company. That's the only way you can serve. That's what we're doing. We're serving people, doing business.
Right, we're serving.
We're influencing them, bringing value. You brought that word up many times. Well, let's end with a fun question. We're serious about books. We know how to write a book now. So I've got a reservation at a restaurant for you. We're going to play here a little bit. Table of 4. So you've got 3 empty chairs. You're going to sit in one of the other chairs. I may bring a chair in too, but you got 3 empty chairs. Who would you invite, whether they're dead or alive? And what food would you order for the table?
Okay, let's see. Well, I'm going to invite Jesus, right? Because as a believer, he's like the center of my world for sure. And to be able to sit across the table from my creator, the savior of my soul, would be the ultimate, right? That he's the only one that even comes to mind for sure. I would surround myself with family. Honestly, I'd bring my husband. I'd bring my kids. I need more chairs, by the way, because 3 is not enough. Bring out the family, because they're just an important part of my life. We have 10 wonderful grandchildren. We have 3 children, 3 grown children, and other than the Lord, they're like the center of our world. So we love our staff too, our employees. I don't know. I'm bringing everybody. Okay.
Bring them all. Your table. That's a busy world. It's a great world, but it's a busy world, which is great. It is a busy can be world. Very good, especially when it's coming from family. Clara, God bless you for doing what you do. Servant hearts need to serve. You bring in value. Yeah, you get paid. People say, well, I say that because a servant's heart shouldn't give everything away. That's not a servant's heart. The Lord Jesus didn't tell us to do that. Let's serve, but bring it back both ways. I call them gifts. I'll talk about that in a minute here. Yeah. But how can people reach out to you that think about writing a book, have a friend want to write a book?
So connect with me. You can either go directly to the website, clararose.com, and there is a link right on there. You can hop on my calendar. If you're interested in being on the show, there's a link to say, hey, I want to be on your show. There's a link to say, hey, I want to talk about a book. So you just click and hop on my calendar. You can, of course, find me on Facebook as well. I have a brand new community, a Facebook group, the Savvy Author Community. So if you are in the beginning stages or have started writing your book and you want to be a part of a community of writers, I show up there every week. I mean, it's new, but I'm showing up there every week to talk about something about the writing world, answer questions, give tips, tricks, tools, all of that stuff. It's happening right there in the Facebook community, the Savvy Author Community. You can find me anywhere on social media as Savvy Clara Rose. The Savvy brand is a big part of everything that I do. I'm saying be savvy. That means to be shrewd and with practical knowledge and good judgment. So be savvy, my friend.
Of course, she ends it with an incredible tip coming from her servant's heart. Thank you again. And audience, do you like to give gifts? This podcast is a gift. Here's how, real quick. You're listening going, God, my friend Joe was talking about writing a book. Here, send this, subscribe to the YouTube channel or my podcast and send the link to him and go, hey, I just listened to Clara. She can rock your book. And they do, and they reach out to Clara and they write a book and it changed their lives. That's a gift. Clara's giving gifts how to help you write that book. You give the gift as an audience listening. To me, that's the power of a podcast, like giving somebody a book. Let's jump into that real quick. That's a gift too. If you have a book, I always buy 2 because when I find somebody I want to give it to, I give them a book. Serving again. It's all about serving. So we'll leave it with that. Thank you. Well, me and Clara want to thank all of you for watching and listening to this podcast. And we'll see you all in the next episode of Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. Have a great day, everyone.